Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another Ageless Energy Show. I'm your host, Drew Tadia, as usual. Don't have any plans of having someone else fill in for that role anytime soon. Usually, in most cases, we work with women 40 plus to help them increase energy, burn body fat, and balance hormones. So if that's you, you are in the right place. And if that's not you, you're certainly welcome to join us. But in most cases, we're talking about one of those in particular. So bring your questions. Today's a live Q&A. You may be listening as a podcast somewhere else in the world or as a replay. You're always welcome. This is in our Ageless Energy Facebook group that we're streaming live right now. So hopefully you enjoy. I'm going to bring some questions that our Metabolism Accelerator Program clients have asked this week. Let me check volume. Volume is good. Okay, some of you were doing some onboarding. I gotta say, I'm not sure what's different about this. I'm not sure what's different about this particular year or month, but we've had probably a half a dozen new members jump on board, which is amazing. I gotta tell you, hats off to you for taking the leap and joining a coaching program now. It's happened this year. It happens every year. But in the past, it's happened much more when people are like, I'll wait till the new year. And I'm like, are you sure? How long have you been waiting? It's such an important question, right? Most people wait 10, 20, 30 years to reach out for help. So it's like, I get on a call with someone, just a free discovery call. Let's see if we're good fit. I'll offer some direction, and someone will tell me on the phone that they've been struggling for 30 years. And then on top of that, they're like, nah, maybe I'll wait till next month, or I'll wait till the new year. And I'm like, what are we talking about here? You've been struggling stop the struggle, stop the pain. So I think it was amazing that we have so many new people here, at least at the time of this recording, here in December. So good for you guys for jumping on board and making a change now, instead of waiting for what. So we're excited to have some new members jump on board, and let me get to some calls here. Tracy's in here. Good morning, Tracy. Good morning, Mom. Monique, brand new to the map. Let's go. We have Sharon's in here. She says, good morning. Girls are out the door to school, so we can watch live. Awesome. Good to see you, Sharon. These are all our MAP members. Who's in here that's not? Good morning, Moira. Brand new to MAP. We're excited to start working with you. Let's go. I'm so pumped for you guys. I really am. Even our current regular MAP members, we have so much going on. We are revamping. We have better training. We did 2 live workshops the last couple weeks of interactive. That's not what this whole live is about, by the way. But I'm just inspired. I'm so excited for people to see results and to jump in. And I'm just let's go. I just want to push you guys to your limit and then some. And I'm looking at these names that have come in here and all the results that you guys have seen. I'm so proud of you for putting in the work and being here and following the process. It's not easy. You guys have to understand, this world is not built around health. It's built around convenience. It's built around microwaves and fast food, technology that's probably more harmful than we could possibly know at this point in society. Convenience stores. It's hard. Life is hard. That's why you need a coach. That's why you need a support system. That's why you need systems put into your life, which is what we do. We put systems into your life so it's not so challenging to figure out, and how to stay on track and how to remember. We teach you how to stack habits and get in the things you need to get done with support and accountability. Without that, gosh, it's so hard. It's lonely, right? I was thinking about that. We just started working with a new business coach, and business is hard and it's lonely, and you think for how many years I did it by myself, because I had a limiting mindset of I didn't know who to hire, or I couldn't afford it, or the same list of excuses I hear on a regular basis, which is just excuses, which is what I had. And once I started working with other people, like other business owners, entrepreneurs, fitness experts, coaches, the world changes for you. And that's what our MAT members have found out. Okay, who do we have? We had some comments in here. We just, good morning. Could you do a quick recap of spirulina and chlorella? Absolutely, Monique. Sandy says, good morning, finally made it. Yay. Good morning, Sandra. Shelly's in here, Heather's in here. Karen says me. Karen, what are you saying me to? Sharon says, please talk about Magtin. I just started it. Wish I had started earlier in my program. Yeah. That's the challenge for us, is like we offer a lot. Like I just did an onboarding call with Monique, and I have 2 more onboarding calls today. And the struggle is that we have a big program. It's a robust. We have I think it's a terrible. In business, my tagline used to be for all your health and fitness needs. So bad. So bad. Once we started to like share our message and like really dive deep, like we work with women 40 plus. That's it. Men come to us once in a while. Sorry guys, like we appreciate your support and you're more than welcome to take our products. We just don't have those conversations. We don't send you to the gym to max out your bench press. Like we talk about hormones. We talk about bowel movements. Like we talk about specifically for women. So once we started to niche down and stop being everyone's solution to everything, we could really focus and actually make a change in women's lives. So completely forgot. Oh, I was just talking about our program. Like our program there's different levels to it. It's robust. We do a lot. So when it comes to supplementation in particular, Sharon said she wished she started taking Magtin earlier. Like we don't push our supplements on anyone. Like they're here. We have supplement packages. We have discounts for members. We have information, but it's not something that like, and maybe we don't talk about it enough, because often I'll sit here in Q&As and a lot of the questions that come through many are supplement questions, which is perfectly fine. Who's in here? Tracy's in here. Louise is in here. Chandra says, good to see you, Drew. Give Dorothy a hug for me. I will. It's nice to see you as well, or hear from you. You asked me who are not members. I got you, Karen. Thank you for clearing that up. There's a few in here. You guys are anyone's welcome. This is a private group, but public. Both members and non-members, but either way, we're happy for you guys to be here. And if you have questions about our program or are interested in being a member, that's certainly an option. Okay, I'm just scrolling through questions here. So let's go with, what was the first question? Was it spirulina? Okay, let's go over our greens. Blue-green algae. This is grown in fresh water, different than seawater. Okay, unfortunately, you look at what's in the ocean, and much of that is toxic. Okay, I won't get into that too much, but that's why I feel like it's important. Then you look at like collagen's a tough one for me, which we may get into in the future, but I believe probably from the research I did that marine collagen is probably, which is from the ocean, obviously. Maybe not obviously. It's maybe the cleanest source, but then most companies destroy the oceans to do that, to get that product, which I don't want to participate in. Oh, okay, 1 second. I just got a notification that things were a bit slow, so it says close applications not being used. I hope I'm still with you guys. I'm just gonna close. I got a lot of windows. I'm a Windows person. I have a lot of windows open. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just closing windows, so hopefully that will help speed up any delays. Okay. So when it comes to the greens, like these are organic, grown in fresh water. They are also one single ingredient. They're food. So I'm talking about both spirulina and chlorella at this time. Super important. When you look at spirulina in particular, it's jam-packed with protein. So that's number one. This is very bioavailable, which means when I say it's a food instead of a supplement, our food reacts differently with our in our body. So if you look at conventional supplements, they are jam-packed with toxins, like toxic substances, flavoring, coloring, preservatives. So that's what I call a supplement, different than our supplements. But if that's a supplement and we ingest it into our body has no idea what to do with it. So our body has to digest it, utilize it, absorb it, break it down. It's a whole mess. And then like you have the nonsense like sucralose, propylene glycols, those types of things. Like we think, oh, a supplement's a supplement, or they're all created equally. They're not. So if you look at sucralose, for example, it damages your gut microbiome. Why is this important to women 40 plus? Because many of you are going through different type of hormone imbalances, like menopausal symptoms, right? You need a strong gut microbiome. One of our modules in our MAP program is digestion. Like every one of our clients need to go to the digestion module to help them understand that you can gain more energy by having proper digestion. You can reduce menopausal symptoms and start balancing your hormones by proper gut microbiome. This is all scientifically based. It's not like, it's different. Like when I say scientifically based, there's clear research around this stuff. It's not like hokey pokey holistic nonsense. The reason why it's not mainstream is because you don't have a pharmaceutical backing it that makes billions of dollars on these types of supplements or this type of information. It's not going to be advertised ever unless they patent it, and then it's not going to be so readily available, and then like no one's going to be able to sell it except a pharmaceutical company that has Bayer on it, right? Like it's a crazy world. But you guys have to understand, everything you put in your body makes a difference. It's either contributing to your health or preventing quality health in your life. So when we look at our greens, one single ingredient, very important. This is a tab that is easy. You pop it like a pill, like a tab. You just swallow it. I wouldn't recommend chewing it. Our 3-year-old, or 2 3/4, our 2-year-old, our toddler, he eats them like candy. Just pops them, chews them, but he doesn't get refined sugar. The average person that's not used to unnaturally sweetened types of foods aren't going to enjoy that. So we recommend swallowing them. We start off with, when we're looking at spirulina in particular, will give you, because of the natural boost of protein, will come a natural boost of energy, which is why we recommend taking spirulina first thing in the morning. Spirulina is not just jam-packed with protein, it's jam-packed with iron. And same with chlorella, has lots of iron as well. Again, very particular. This is why we have these conversations for women, right? Very particular for women in particular who have low iron, which is almost across the board. I don't particularly recommend iron supplements. Maybe for the same reason I don't recommend calcium supplements, probably for a different topic. But you need to start putting better quality foods in your body that are higher in iron, so you don't run into those iron deficiency symptoms, which will offer a whole laundry list of issues and symptoms that your body is going to go through. So I'll tell you a quick story. I always feel funny saying this, but when Dorothy and I decided we wanted to work towards having a little bundle of joy, we had our levels tested. We were going to a midwife. We had a home birth. We're those weird people. Anyways, we had a midwife. We checked her levels, and the only thing that was low was her iron. This is when we first got into greens. This was 3 years ago. And she had her levels checked. We went away to LA for 3 months. We came back, and she had her levels checked again, and her levels were through the roof. The midwife literally said, I have never seen anyone increase levels this high this quickly. And the only thing we changed was the greens. So check that out. That's a real life story of why you guys should be taking greens every single day. So that is the spirulina in particular. You have to apologize, or I apologize in advance for any noise you may hear. We're in the shipping house, and people are starting to get here and load their load their trolleys. But okay, so having spirulina for a number of different reasons, probably lack of protein, probably lack of iron. In most cases, you'll have lack of antioxidants, which means you're not consuming the amount of veggies that you need. Why do you need antioxidants? Is because they fight free radicals. So anything you're putting in your body, like refined sugar, rancid oils, those are free radicals damaging your body at a cellular level. So what this is doing is increasing your age rate from your cellular level. That you can look at your skin, you can look at your joints, you can look at refined sugar pulling minerals out of your bones, which increases osteoporosis. The joints from rancid oils, that is arthritis, like expediting arthritis. Like this, it's so important. You know what the thing is, like, excuse me. You know what the thing is, a lot of people don't realize how important all the ingredients are. They're like, oh, I'm going to take this supplement, but I'm going to eat a bag of chips. Not saying you can never have a bag of chips. I'm just saying consider what you're doing. What really bothers me is when people think they're taking a clean supplement and it's not. It's full of toxins. Like protein, for example. We have people all the time that say, oh, I'm just going to finish my current protein and then I'll try yours. And I think to myself, okay, so I look at the ingredients and it's a bunch of junk. So sucralose is an easy one because that's in most proteins or in most supplements in general, and that's damaging gut microbiome. So I'm saying, okay, so you're gonna damage your body for 2 more months until you're done with that protein and then start cleaning it up. Like, doesn't make sense to me. Like, once you have that knowledge, it should be a clear switch, like, okay, let's move on. But that one in particular, it's important to understand because someone's like, oh, my hot flashes are all over the place, or I can't digest anything, or I don't have any energy. And I'm like, okay, so you want to get rid of that crappy supplements now? Or do you want to keep taking it and then we'll get results in the future, right? So those are all decisions that we make together with our clients, but ultimately you have to make that decision, like, okay, let's move on and do something better. But let me get back to the greens in particular. So you have your spirulina. We recommend taking 5 tabs in the morning. We take 5 tabs twice a day, in the morning and early afternoon, for a natural boost of energy. If you look at chlorella in particular, this is great for detoxing. So when I was talking about free radicals, it's pretty well impossible to avoid all free radicals. You have free radicals from someone that walks by you with perfume. Oh my gosh. People still wear perfume. It's mind-boggling to me. There's like 1,000 toxins in one spray of perfume. Like, stop wearing that junk. So there's like smog or pollution that we breathe in, another external or environmental free radical that's really hard to avoid, which is why we always have to put antioxidants in our body on a regular basis, like spirulina, chlorella, etc. So detoxing our body regularly. You could also look at fish products. So I'm not saying avoid fish products. I'm a fish fan. Wild salmon, shrimp, usually the smaller types of fish have less toxins in them because they have a longer lifespan. The bigger fish, awesome. The bigger fish that are in the ocean longer tend to consume more toxins, more plastics that we then consume and eat. But those toxins in particular from the ocean, like you can look at hard metals, mercury, lead, etc., we consume them. So you need to have a chlorella product that's detoxing, that can remove them from your body. Otherwise, that continues to build up over years. You can look at anything from what's in the toxins that are in your bathroom, toothpaste, hairspray. That stuff continually accumulates over the years. And then people are like, oh, you've been diagnosed with the big C word, right? And like, oh, why did that come? Oh, it just happened. Just naturally occurred. Like, I don't think we naturally, how can I say this? We certainly shouldn't be naturally aging as much as we are right now. The food and the inactivity that we put our bodies through on a regular basis, so a sedentary lifestyle, just sitting, your body stops remembering how to do simple things like get up off the ground. So you're like, oh, I'm just old. Like, no, you've gotten up once today. Right? Or the food that we're putting in our body is aging us rapidly. We have to understand that. But it's a mindset switch that most people won't believe in. They're like, oh, this is just life, or we have we're big boned, or my family's not healthy, so I try to be healthy, but it's not in my DNA, like health history, right? Like, of course there's something to that, but most of the time that's just used as an excuse for not taking action for the not taking action or responsibility for the situation you're in and changing it through action. Okay. Did I clear all that up for Monique? Did I answer your question about both greens? So we take 5 tabs of chlorella late morning and then 5 tabs with food in the evening. Habit stacking, which is what we go through with our clients more regularly or more deeply on a deeper level, is that if you're forgetting to take your supplements, that needs to be stacked with another habit. Every time you brush your teeth, you take chlorella. Every time you wake up in the morning, you have your liquid magnesium. Like, it needs to be stacked together with something that you already do that you don't think about. Every time you get in your car, you take a drink of water. Like, those are stacked habits, which is a pretty generalization, but that's got to be done on a regular basis. Hey, Laura. Laura's brand new to our MAP program as well. Welcome. Let's see. Any questions here? Good morning, Christina. Morning, Sheila. Morning, Craig. Leanne's in here. Deanne's in here. Monique says, I agree. Good morning, Carol. Yes, thank you. You're welcome. Okay. We could talk about that on a whole show. I actually have a whole show on each of those individually. So if anyone wants those shows, I have a whole show that just talks about calcification. And that one in particular was chlorella. And then we have a whole show on spirulina. So if you guys want those sent to you, let me know. What was the other question we had come in here? If you guys have any questions, drop them below. I'm only going to be here with you guys for maybe another 10 minutes. So stick with me. I have a full day of onboarding calls and coaching calls to get our people ready for the weekend. Oh, Magden. Sharon asked about Magden. Okay. This is an important one. So I just had a call with a new member, and I'm not going to mention any names, but there's a little bit of concern about brain health in particular, and memory. I think that's good enough. So I took we have, like, as certified, I got a bunch of certifications and certificates, diplomas, bachelor's. None of it means anything to me. What mostly means to me is that I have these conversations every single day with our clients, and the 20 years that I've been working with clients one-on-one, I feel like, at least to me, that's worth way more than going to school and taking a class or taking a course and getting a certification. However, maybe my ego or patting myself on the back needs to be addressed. So I had this certification that is based around women in particular, aging, exercise, and mental health. And I got to tell you, it was absolutely staggering that what I learned in this course about how, like, as a senior around that age, if you're not exercising, your mental health declines rapidly. And they had all kinds of case studies and facts and scientific research. And it was a long course, hours and hours. And I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that as you age, your brain health drastically declines. On top of that, if you're not exercising, it doubles. So I think it's really hard. We run into a lot of people in this industry. Not in this industry. I run into a lot of people in life. And it's interesting to me how many people feel they're healthy but don't exercise. And I just think to myself, and that's not a knock on anyone that's like anyone new that came into our program that hasn't been exercising, or anyone that's not currently exercising. I just think, like, there's first of all, there's so many benefits to exercise, but there's so many detriments to not exercising. And I didn't even know it was directly linked to your brain health. So if you're not exercising, you're aging, your brain is aging. And I feel like it's because back in the day, like, we were always moving. Like, we were hunters and gatherers. We were butchering animals. We were skinning them. We were wearing them. Like, we were always active. And then you have then you were farming and you were moving. And now most of our lives are sitting in front of a computer or Netflix, right? Like, that's the world we live in. And our bodies are so rapidly declining, from mobility to, and now it's like, just get a surgery or take a pill. Like, I don't think that's how our bodies are meant to be. Like, I don't think our bodies our bodies were meant to perform after surgery. And I'm not saying don't get surgery. Don't, like, okay, I got to remember to come back to this topic. I just had someone write in and was like, hey, I listened to your stuff. I listened to one of your shows and I didn't agree with it. I didn't like what you said there. And I was like, all right, like, what do you want me to say? I was like, I haven't responded yet, but I will. But I'm like, good. Like, you shouldn't agree with everything I say, or you don't need to believe everything I say. Like, this is my opinion. This is through my experience, what I see, like, through my eyes. Like, you could have 10 people all watch the same thing, and they'll repeat something different every time everyone could see the same thing, right? Like, it's not easy, right? Like, it's not easy to share your opinion openly. Just ask someone a question. Ask someone a question in a room of 5, and you may get one person that will share their opinion. Like, it's not easy. So I think it's a bit unfair for someone to be like, I didn't agree with one thing you said, which I'm like, great. Don't. But at the same time, you should do your own research, and you should listen to other people's perspectives, and you should learn from your own experiences, not just from what one person is saying. But when I was going back to like the exercise and brain health in particular, and how important that is, like, it was absolutely mind-boggling how much that was apparent through clear research and studies. But what I was saying is, like, I don't believe our bodies were meant to go through medication and, like, try to figure out how to fight all the side effects. I don't think our bodies were necessarily meant to go through surgery and try to heal after that. Like, I feel like our bodies will naturally heal themselves if you give them time and if you put the effort in. And then, of course, you have to look at your lifestyle. Like, if you're sitting in front of a desk all day, like for me, like, I have to put in the effort to walk more often, to take breaks, to exercise. Like, you have to put in that effort. And if you're not putting in that effort, like, what are we doing? Like, you're not particularly putting in any effort to move your body, so we lose those functions. And then our mindset, or then we have this, like, society where it's like, oh, that's just normal. Just take some pills. Doctor says it's okay. Or just go get surgery instead of trying to figure out how you can avoid surgery, right? And again, I'm not saying don't take meds or don't get surgery. I'm saying there's different ways to find the results that you're looking for. It's just because of the world we live in. It's an easy answer for probably short-term quick fixes that also, by the way, bring on their own challenges. So when it comes to, Sanchez says, did they say if it's reversible at all? It is. Absolutely. It is. It's reversible. You can look at, you know what, like, it's definitely an extreme. It's definitely an extreme opinion, but I like what Gary Brecka says. He's not in line with the pharmaceuticals. I don't believe he's necessarily paid off, like probably a lot of mainstreamers, and they're paid to be told what to do. Dr. Axe is another good one. He says a lot of things that are controversial, but like dementia in particular is, I think Gary Brecka, I think he calls it, does anyone know? He calls it some type of diabetes. Diabetes type 3, I think, which is too much sugar, right? If you have too much sugar in your body on a regular basis, your brain starts to lose its function. Crazy, right? So I don't feel like we're ever in a situation or ever in a place where we can't either reverse what's been happening or improve our situation. So if you're looking at memory loss in particular, don't accept that in your life. Like, don't say, don't listen to me. How about that? But, like, you have to look at what aligns with your beliefs and what you want out of life. If you're sitting there and like, oh, there's nothing I can do. I'm just old and I'm not very mobile. That's life. I really bothers me when someone's like, oh, you're just getting older. Those pains will come. Or you're too young to know what it's like to be in pain all the time. Like, no, I was in excruciating pain for 2 years out of my life, and I worked relentlessly to change that. 2 hours a day, 1 hour in the morning, 1 hour in the evening, every single day, because I believed I could get out of my chronic pain situation, and I did. But you have to figure out like what your belief system is and how you can change that, which is what we work on with our clients, is continually stretching their mind frame, offering different ideas and support. And like that's why we do weekly group coaching calls every single week, and that's important to us, is help you understand like there's always hope, and you can always change your situation, and you can always improve to being better. So more particularly along the lines of memory loss, of like when you look at do that later, please. when we're looking at like dementia in particular, it's an umbrella term, right? Like there's different levels or different types of diagnosis. You have your dementia. You have can anyone help me list them? You have your dementia, and you have your I'm completely losing my train of thought here. You have your Alzheimer's, and there's a couple other under that same umbrella. But there are things that you can do to help prevent and help treat. And I feel like these are things that everyone should be doing, because as we age, that's a very strong possibility. There's four main I'm putting myself on the spot here. There's four main types of there are four main reasons people go through like maybe all cause mortality. Like, and one of them is dementia and brain health, and then one of them is high blood pressure, right? And there's a couple other that are always at the top, and there's probably going to be some other things at the top in the near future. Not gonna get political. Not doing it. Monique says, "Love Gary Brecka." Memory loss. Did they say it's reversible at all? Yeah. Okay. So when you look at Magtin in particular, this is very specific to brain health. This is the only magnesium that can break break the blood-brain barrier and help improve mentally. So what does that mean? Cognitive function in particular, meaning mood, energy. This can look at dementia. You could also look at anxiety, depression. These are all brain types of symptoms, for lack of a better term. So I feel everyone should be taking Magtin on a regular basis. That's just my personal opinion. And that's not to say if someone comes into our program, I'm like, hey, start taking Magtin. That's not what it's about. We're here to offer information, and you guys have to make those decisions for yourself. I feel that everyone should be taking Magtin to support their brain health. On top of that, if you want to level up, we also have brain fuel. That's MCT oil, C8 in particular, 8-carbonate. That is the best MCT oil that processes differently in your body. It is directly linked to brain health. So for me, like, if you were to think about what could be the most important thing in your life, I would probably say that's your memories. That's just my opinion. Because like when we're all older and knitting in a rocking chair and wrapping things up, I think it's your memory. I really think that it's your memories you're going to hold on to. It's not going to be that fancy car, probably not going to be a big house. It's going to be the memories, and I want to hold on to them as long as I can. That's just my personal opinion. So I look at, now I don't have any brain symptoms or issues or memory loss, but I don't ever want to either. So I'm preventing now. And that's one of the biggest challenges with like people or society in general. We don't want to do anything unless there's like direct pain. Like it has to be like, oh, so-and-so had a heart attack. A family member had a heart attack, and now I'm worried about my heart, which is fine. If that ignites action, great. I'm happy for that. But if we could look at the future and start to protect our situation now instead of waiting until we're kind of forced to do something, I think you'd be in a much better situation. Sharon says, I was having crazy dreams, and since I started Magtin, I sleep better. Yeah, that's fantastic. Thanks for sharing that, Sharon. And then, hey, Brian, Anne's in here. Is it okay we still hear you over the noise? Thanks, Sharon. I suppose I could go in a room, but I like being in our own space. Suzanne says, how far do you take them apart? I think you're talking about the the greens. So I would take the. It doesn't. I mean, they're not going to conflict with one another. But I would take spirulina in the morning, first thing, as soon as you get up, and then I would take chlorella. If you're only taking them twice a day, which is great, much better than not. I would take spirulina first thing in the morning, and then I would take chlorella around in the afternoon, late afternoon, around supper time. If you want to stack those habits, take it with supper to help you remember. Any other questions before I wrap things up? We got a ton of MAT members in here. Wasn't my intention. Therese is in here, MAT member. We set a date, so we're gonna meet in person. We're gonna have another gathering. The gala was absolutely amazing. So grateful for everyone that showed up or turned up and had a great time. So we're going to get people together again. We set a date. We're going to let you guys know, in particular, those in our MAT membership. And I was wondering if there's anything. There was something else I wanted to mention for you guys, but is Magton gluten free? Yes. Those products. I guess you just have to look at the facility, right? Louise, you kind of missed out. I know you like CTP. We had a big batch of CTP come in, and mainly our MAT members kept asking about it because we released a recipe ebook for them. And so everyone was asking about CTP. So we're like, okay, we got one batch coming in. We'll see how this goes. And if that sells, we'll bring more in. And that all sold out within like a week. We have one bag right now that's going to be sent out. But like that kind of stuff, a lot of supplement type of stuff. I'm not going to get into the food industry too much, but a lot of that stuff, like oats, for example, oats doesn't naturally have gluten in them. They're processed in a gluten facility. I guess what I'm getting at is like magnesium. As far as I know, I can confidently say they don't have magnesium in them naturally. You have to look at the facility that they're being processed in. So ours is definitely gluten free. Sharon says, love CTP for baking. Awesome, Sharon. We just had a stack of it go out, so hopefully you guys will be enjoying that here soon. I don't think we have any other questions. Then I'm going to wrap things up. I don't see anything else coming through. Okay. You guys, Sandra says, me too. Awesome, Sandra. Did you get some, Sandra? Okay, I'm out of here. You guys have a wonderful weekend. If you have any questions, let us know. If you guys are new to our program, welcome again. We're looking forward to seeing you inside. And I think that's it. Yeah, I'm pumped. It's going to be a great weekend. It was a huge week for us. I was on calls all day, every day. So it was exciting to meet new people and get new people in the door. I really wanted to do this. I really wanted to do this call, this live for you guys, because I feel like I lose touch a little bit when I don't do these every week. But sometimes weeks get a little bit crazy. Sandra, you didn't get any? Why not? We posted. We're sold out now. Hopefully we'll have more. Well, we're not going to have more before January. Maybe mid to end of January. We'll see. To be quite honest with you, we pay for every square foot, every inch. If products don't sell, then we're not going to keep them. That's just how it goes. In the past we've held on to products for far too long that didn't sell. CTP was our very first product. I'm very emotionally connected to it. It was a tough decision to be like, look, if this doesn't sell, we're not going to carry it anymore. So we had a lot of requests for it, and we were like, okay, let's bring out, see if we can get a smaller batch, which is still a good number of units. And it all sold. We didn't even release it to the public. It was just our MAT members that purchased it. So if those of you aren't sure, this is called Complete Truth Protein. It's a powder, gluten-free, soy-free, dairy-free, GMO-free. It's meant as a meal replacement. You can put it in smoothies, and then it works really well as a gluten-free flour. So we were considering discontinuing it, and now we just had a ton of it go out, and we didn't even release it to the public. So maybe mid to end of January we'll have another order come in, and we'll see how that goes. But it's going to be an order-by-order basis. If it sits here on the shelf, then with any of our products, we'll reconsider keeping them. Anyways, you guys all have a great day. You're welcome, Rhonda. You too, Louise. And thanks, Suzanne. Take care, everyone, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.